Coach, ready when you are.
Yeah, just Santa Clara came out and they came out swinging, jumped on us quick after first hitter made an out, and then a couple singles, double, and we found ourselves down two runs. And I think it might have been either the third or the fourth inning when Peyton Holt got up pretty good and robbed that base hit there with two outs. It kept them off the board again, and we've slowly started flipping the momentum. I felt like they were on Hunter Holland pretty good. He was mixing, throwing strikes, but they just fouled a lot of pitches off, did a great job, and got his pitch count up. And we just felt like we needed to go right-handed against him, and feel very fortunate to put together that big inning. We did a great job of fouling off pitches, taking walks. Finally had a couple balls find some holes because we did hit some balls hard early that didn't, and I think we just kind of relaxed a little bit. But Santa Clara is a really good team. They play hard, experienced. They didn't get intimidated. They just kept fighting, and felt like our guys just they didn't really flinch. I got punched and took it and hung in there and got some big hits and obviously enough to win a game.
All right, questions for the student athletes? Go ahead, Bob.
Tavian, I know you guys were getting guys on base through walks, but no hits those first three innings. And I know the top of the order's struggling in recent games, but how good was it to break out, I guess, in the fourth when you got those five and then you just kind of kept pouring it on?
Yeah, it was really good. I think we, even though we didn't have any hits through three or four, we stayed confident. We did hit a lot of balls hard right at people, so we just stuck with the approach and finally got some big hits.
Did you feel like whether today or coming off the SC tournament, it was just kind of a matter of time before you guys start hitting like you have most of the year?
100%. I think the guys that have been struggling, including myself, we're staying positive. We're just waiting to break out, and I think this weekend is a perfect time to do so.
And could you go through the home run? I think that was the first home run since the Tennessee series. I'm sure, and obviously you were out a while, but how good did that feel? And could you kind of go through that at bat? What you saw and what happened?
Yeah, coach gave me bunt, and I didn't get the bunt down. Looking back, it's a good thing now, but yeah, I got a fastball middle way and put a pretty good swing on it and put in the bullpen. So,
Andrew?
Will, just how tough were those last couple innings you were throwing where, you've thrown a lot of pitches, it's hot out there, and then all of a sudden it's not exactly a high leverage situation, just mentally and physically, how tough was it to go out there and battle the way you did?
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know if it was the second or third time those guys had seen me, and they're a good hitting team. And we got that lead, so I'm just trying to pitch contact, get outs, and just eat up innings.
Tavian, I feel like every time you homer, we talk about your newfound power, but I think this is your first from the right side this year and opposite field. Just what have you made of just the way you've been able to add this to your game the way you have, and to have a home run in that situation like that?
yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm not up there trying to hit home runs by any means, but I think just added strength helps out with that, and being able to backswing a ball pull side or backside. So yeah, it's a cool thing, I guess, but I'm not up there trying to hit balls out of the yard.
Well, I know you come in early in some games, but maybe you didn't anticipate this early today. What did you feel like maybe your mission was, and how to navigate through their lineup?
Yeah, the mission was just keep it where it was and let our offense get going. And once our offense did get going, we got that lead. Just eat up innings and just pass it along to the next guy to finish off again.
Go ahead, Bob.
Tavian, I'm not smart enough to know what was that your first one from the right side?
Second, I believe. First
Second.
one was against Auburn.
Okay. And then, Will, how nice is it as a pitcher to see all those runs go up and to get the offense kind of like got back on track today?
Oh, I've said it many times. It's super easy to pitch with a big lead like that. You're just pounding the zone and just letting them put it in play and let your defense work for you.
Tavian, I think this was the most runs you guys have scored since the Mississippi State series. You beat them 14-2. You didn't just break out. You put up 13 runs against a pretty good team, and that reliever was thrown, in the high 90s. Just how good was it to really, break out at big time?
It's a really good feeling. As an offense, I think we've been not really struggling, but we haven't thrown up double-digit runs in a while, it seems like. And I mean, right now is the perfect time to get hot, so we just need to keep going.
And Kendall's been so good with the bases loaded. I know that wasn't a line drive, but he fell in the right spot. I've never seen a bases clearing single, I don't think. What'd you think of that play and just the way Kendall does it again for y'all?
I mean, he's super clutch. You guys have seen it. Every time he comes up in a big situation like that, it seems like he comes through. So I mean, it wasn't a big surprise. It wasn't the usual liner in the gap or ball over the wall, but got the job done.
Well, I think he threw 80-some pitches. I know you're, a healthy guy and all that, but could you come back this weekend, you think, or is that not?
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll find a way.
Okay. If they need you. Obviously, it's today's call. Okay.
Any more questions for the student athletes? Fellas, congratulations. Good job. All right, we'll open it up for questions for Coach Van Horn. Bob, lead us off.
Hey, Dave, before I forget, we noticed you subbed Holt out in the 9th. What's going on there? Is he okay?
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I think he's got, something with a lower back or something going on. So we just got him out.
You think
And
he'd be,
going on.
think he'd be okay to play tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
He wanted to stay in, but I just took him
Yeah,
out.
that's why you're Dave Van Horn. And with the offense, I know you talked last week. If you don't get it going, it's not going to be a good weekend. But you guys got it going today after a bit of a slow start. How good was it to see that? Just what was your take? That Rusty Filter talked about how patient you guys were. His team's patient, but you guys,
Yeah.
I guess, are even more patient.
Yeah, I thought they were super patient early. They were taking borderline pitches early in the count. I think we did the same thing, and we took some pitches that were more so-called pitchers' pitches, and just kept flipping the count, getting it in our favor, and got some big hits. It was really good to see our team do that. Fouled off a lot of pitches, and got a couple of big hits. And when Kendall dropped that ball into center field, and I truly believe that he got a double out of it because there was 2 outs, but I see he didn't have a double on the sheet here. That's incredible. I'm gonna have a talk with him. I mean, how do you get to first base on a ball hit like that? You get to second because everybody else is running hard. So yeah, that seems, I don't know, but it was just really good to see our offense kind of start clicking a little bit. And when they brought in Hales, we knew exactly what we were getting. But we get that in the SEC every weekend, 95, 96, 97, 98. So we're used to it. And he's got a really good arm between the pitch in the big leagues one day. He stays healthy.
Sometimes things work out where guy didn't get a bunt down, he hits a home run. What'd you think of that whole
Yeah,
sequence?
and I didn't give him sacrifice bunt, gave him bump for a hit. And he had the count at 2 balls and 1 strike, and we had a play on, and ball almost hit him in the face. He didn't get the bat out of the way. Would have been 3-1. Instead, it goes 2-2. Then he decides to hit one in the net, so I was good with it. So he's a good bunter. He would have got it done if I asked him to give a sac bunt there, but we were going to try to make them handle the ball a little bit.
Matt? Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't look at the board. What'd you get? Yeah, that's usually where he pitches. Now, if he knew he was going to throw 1 inning, he'll go 94, 95. But he usually pitches 91, 93. But he'll go down a little lower as well. Because he throws about 5 different pitches, and that's his thing, changing speed. But I just feel like that they were on him, and it just didn't, maybe it just wasn't a good matchup. So we just said, we're going to need to make a move here, and it worked out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was coming in. We had a 2-run lead, and then it went to 4, and we said if it gets to 6 or more, he's not coming in, and that's what happened. Yeah, we're just going to try to win today. That's our thing, and so I would think that he would be available to go tomorrow if we needed him.
Andrew?
Yeah, you made some major changes in your lineup and moved some guys around just throughout the game. What did you think of the way that the lineup played out, and just were you pleased with the way it looked today?
Yeah, I like the way maybe the production up and down the lineup obviously was better today, and got a big hit from Parker Rowland, and then, putting Borfin and Wagner down the order. I mean, those guys usually hit 3 and 4, 3 and 5, 2 and 4. I've hit it all up in there. That's the slowest they've hit all year. They've been struggling. Wagner coming off the injury. His batting practice today's Friday. Wednesday's the best it's been all since he's come back. Today was pretty good pregame. He's getting close, but and it was good to see, Jace hit that line drive off the fence. He hit it too hard. Need to hit a little less and elevate it, but still got to have more from those guys. Those are our run producers.
You mentioned the other day that Holland is pretty good at bouncing back.
Mhm.
How much was that in the back of your mind when you're making a decision to pull him, that he could obviously pitch later in the week?
Yeah, I mean, I think he was not expecting me to walk out there right then and get the ball from him, but I just told him as I approached the dirt, I said, "You're going to pitch again." And, pitching's hard. I mean, it's hard, and he didn't have his best stuff, and they were rolling today. So we made a move, but yeah, I think he can bounce back, and I would say he'll probably pitch again.
Coach Filter brought up an interesting metric that you guys are one of the few teams, or the only team they face, that takes more pitches per at bat, 3.98, I think, to theirs 3 point. So, I mean, you're obviously aware of that. How did that maybe play into today?
It played in a lot, and if unless you just have a guy that's just pumping strikes, so to speak, you're going to have swing, and why wait around? But, to me, we watched a lot of video on Kitchen the last day or two. He's a strike thrower normally. He does have, I think he had maybe 30 walks coming into today overall, but a lot of innings. And usually that's the guy, that they felt they could start game one pretty much every series, because he goes out there and gets after it. But then we also see that they usually get him after about 4 innings, and they have a good bullpen, and they like that bullpen. And when we started taking pitches and he got a little bit, just a little bit wild, it obviously it really moved the game over to in our favor.
And then Hales, I know you say you see 97, 98, but he was on every fastball it looked like. What was the plan maybe against him?
Yeah, I mean, probably have to talk to Coach Thompson to get too in depth there, but he's a strike thrower for a guy that throws that hard. A lot of guys throw that hard, and they're all over the place, and he's around the zone pretty good. And it was just to attack it. If he's right-handed, the ball really runs into you. The left-handers were just going to try to shoot the ball the other way. Righties, we just wanted to get the head out. And, whether it worked or not, we did get some big hits, and, just proud of our guys for hanging in there.
You touched on the Peyton Holt defensive play. Your first big inning came right after that. Do you feel like it loosened up your guys at all?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's the word, loosen up, but I just think that they were like, wow, they just saved a run, and who knows how many, I think the ball was going to get to the gap. It was going to drop in. They were going to score one and have runners at first and third with 2 outs again. And they'd been kind of getting us a little bit there with 2 outs, or it seemed like with 2 strikes, we just couldn't quite put them away. They've got some good hitters in that lineup, guys that make a lot of contact. They're hard to strike out.
And then I've got one more on Tiger. You haven't pitched him in relief since he came back from the injury. How much is that an indication that you're fully comfortable with where he is in his rehab?
It's exactly what you said. He's 100% healed. And, we just informed him today, because we discussed how this game was probably going to go when we realized, how it could go, because they're that good, that if we have a chance to win the game, we're going to, and we've already used a couple of guys, we've got to finish it with them if we have that opportunity. And he was all about it. So, obviously if we would have went smooth, and however it goes tomorrow, and, we're playing a game 3 and we hadn't pitched him, we were planning on starting him. Still might start him, but, we're just going to try to win.
I assume Hagan will start tomorrow, but I don't want to assume. Is he going to start tomorrow?
I would assume that he probably would. And I'll wait and see who wins first. Probably won't matter, but I'll tell you after the game tonight if you're still up.
Hey, I'll be here, man. You come, I'll come looking for you.
Okay.
And then McEntire, how'd you think he pitched? And 85 pitches on a hot day, is it possible he could come back later this
Oh, he'll be
weekend?
able to come back. He's joking around with me out there. He'll be ready for Saturday. I said, tomorrow, Saturday. And he goes, yeah, I know. I said, maybe Sunday, maybe Monday. If it's, we'll see how it goes. But, yeah, he likes throwing. He doesn't use a lot of energy throwing. He doesn't try to throw 95 because he can throw hard, but he just tries to pitch it upper 80s, 90, 91, moving around a little bit. But we'll just have to see. I would say Sunday he would be able to pitch a little bit if we needed him.
Well, obviously he ate up innings for you, and he kind of bridged things, gave the offense a chance to get going. Just what you think of how he came through for y'all today?
We wouldn't have won if he wouldn't have come in there and slowed him down and gave us an opportunity to gain a little confidence and score some runs. But, if you're an offense and you're trying to chase 2 runs in 3, 4, and 5, it gets tough. And, he got out of that one inning at a runner with that third and 1 out and got a pop up and another pop up. That was big, getting us back in there. And then I think we came in and scored some more runs. So he did a great job. He's done a great job the second half of the season when we started using him out of the pen more, and he's been the guy.
Coach, appreciate your time.
Okay.